So if you worked in 2023, we're going to be sending you a check for $250.
That sounds like a trick. Are you fooled?
Hello and welcome to the Citizen-Ship Show. My name is Clinton. Today, we are going to be reacting to Justin Trudeau's proposed GST holiday and $250. Not for all Canadians, for some Canadians. We're going to be reacting to the news on Parliament Hill today. I usually don't do a lot of this stuff, but, you know, I've been seeing so much discourse around the subject. I heard a good podcast that the Globe did, and I've been seeing it all over my feed. So if you haven't heard, the Liberals are now proposing that we pause GST or have a GST holiday.
Everyone had to tighten their belts a little bit. And now we're going to be able to give a tax break for all Canadians.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated. See, the problem is it's not that there's no tax at all. There's a tax exemption on certain items.
For 2 months, starting December 14th, we're going to remove the GST, HST from groceries, from restaurant meals, takeouts, fast food, from beer and wine, footwear, diapers, and toys.
And these items are pretty random. They are Christmas trees and video games and, beer and wine. So a lot of that fun stuff for you guys during the holidays. But the problem is, some stuff is still going to be taxed, and it's up to the business to make that accounting happen. Now, this is not going to be a problem for the Amazons or the Walmarts because they have, AI systems and it's all automated and they're going to be able to weather this just fine. But the issue is for the mom and pop shop, this could get complicated.
They have a lot of logistical back of the house items now to sort out in their point of sale systems where they need to change all of those calculations for taxes, for what tax applies where. And they'll have to do it because it's temporary twice. So they need to put that system in place in the next 3 weeks. And then they need to take it off in 2 months' time.
And it can be a little complicated, too, because there's like certain items that are included and other items that aren't included, right? So that has to all be sorted out at the cash register.
You're talking about some things being eligible for tax, some things not. And this even makes it even more complicated in the Atlantic provinces where you have harmonized sales taxes. I believe Ontario has it well. Anyway, just the overall short-term nature of this and the fact that some things are, some things aren't, and it's going to cost a lot of money because, again, when you pause tax, the government is not bringing in any money now.
Do we know how much this is all going to cost Ottawa? Like missing out on 2 months of sales tax revenue, how's that going to affect the federal government?
We're looking at about a $6.28 billion hit to the federal treasury. Those are, of course, estimates because it depends for the GST how much people buy in that time, how much it spurs sales.
Overall, it's complicated and a bad financial mess. That is what the critics would tell you. Who doesn't like this idea? Well, let me tell you who doesn't like this idea. Pierre Poilievre, the official leader of the opposition in Ottawa, the leader of the Conservative Party. Poilievre says he does not like this. He thinks Trudeau is trying to buy votes.
And today, what we have is a 2-month temporary tax trick that will not make up for the permanent quadrupling carbon tax on heat, housing, food, and fuel, and all to save Justin's job and Jagmeet's pension.
He thinks that it's going to cost way too much money, and he is not for it.
Ironically, in just a few months, Trudeau and the NDP plan to raise taxes on all the same items they claim they're giving you a break on, directly through the carbon tax. If you got it, a truck brought it, and it will be more expensive with this carbon tax.
Now, I want to go into Jagmeet Singh's reaction to this, the leader of the NDP, because I find it very strange. And this is kind of what frustrates a lot of people about the NDP, is you're kind of a foot in and a foot out at the same time.
New Democrats are demanding that the GST tax holiday, the GST holiday, get passed immediately. And to do that, we have cleared the way. We've cleared the path.
So Jagmeet Singh likes the tax cuts. Or the holiday, I should call it. He likes that and he supports that. There's actually going to be a special piece of legislation that is more likely than not going to pass through Parliament because both the NDP and the Liberals are both on side. What the NDP are in disagreement about is that in addition to the tax pausing, the Trudeau Liberals want to give every working Canadian $250.
So if you worked in 2023 and earned up to $150,000, we're going to be sending you a check for $250. The working Canadians rebate of $250, which will be sent to people in April.
Anybody making less than $150,000, if you're a working Canadian, you can get $250. That is the proposal. Now, again, Poilievre says that Trudeau is just trying to buy votes here because there's an election on the doorstep.
That sounds like a trick. A trick. Are you fooled? You don't look like you're fooled. He can see the trick. Like he's even he's laughing.
Jagmeet Singh takes a different approach. Jagmeet Singh says, why only working Canadians?
We want to reiterate our demand that the Liberals fix the checks. They expand it to include seniors, people living with disabilities.
What about seniors? What about students? What about the disabled people? There is, again, Trudeau had to define, he made a scope, and you can kind of argue, is this scope big enough? Jagmeet says no. Jagmeet says that more Canadians need to be involved in this and that having a small sample is not good enough.
We need to see real relief for Canadians. People are hurting right now. People are saying that they cannot afford the things that they need for their family, that they're drowning. So we need to give them some relief.
So it's very strange to me. The NDP, again, the message to me seems to be, okay, if we all can't have it, then none of us can. That is the approach that I'm hearing from the NDP. What I want to close off on is just my whole thoughts around this. And initially, it's not a bad idea. I don't want to come down on this because who doesn't want to pay less tax? I just wish the government had come to us in advance. I feel like this is a throw spaghetti at the wall kind of move because the Liberals are so desperate right now. You know, if they had come to the public in September and told us, hey guys, for Black Friday, like starting in early November, there's going to be this tax relief program. It's going to cost this much. We're going to, have it run for maybe 90 days instead of 60, like whatever it is. If it was more premature, I would be more on side. But I have to admit, I hear what Poilievre's saying. This sounds like a buying vote scam. It sounds like if you listen to the news and you listen to the pundits, we're going to an election in the spring. Canadians will be going to the polls really soon. And this seems like, I think the term was used on CBC, a Hail Mary pass to try and get votes. And it's just lame because they shouldn't play with us like this. Like this should have been a preemptive policy all along and people would have supported it. And yeah, I had to jump on the mic because this is one of these rare scenarios that yes, the Conservative Party of Canada does not agree that we should pause the tax. So what do you guys think? At the end of the day, this show is about you guys. Leave it all in the comments down below. My name is Clinton. This has been the Citizen-Ship Show, a reaction to the GST pause potential over the holiday season this December 2024. With love, I'll see you guys in the next episode. And the sad reality is if he has his way, no one's going to get their $250.